Stop your crying, it will be alright. Just take my hand, hold it tight. I will protect you from all around you. I will be here, don't you cry. For one so small, you seem so strong. My arms will hold you, keep you safe and warm. This bond between us can't be broken. I will be here, don't you cry. 'Cause you'll be in my heart. Yes, you'll be in my heart. From this day on, now and forevermore. You'll be in my heart, no matter what they say. You'll be here in my heart, always. Why can't they understand the way we feel? They just don't trust what they can't explain. Well, I know we're different, but deep inside us, we're not that different at all. And you'll be in my heart. Yes, you'll be in my heart. From this day on, now and forevermore. Don't listen to them, 'cause what do they know? We need each other to have to hold. They'll see in time. I know. When destiny calls you, you must be strong. I may not be with you, but you got to hold on. They'll see in time. I know. We'll show them together, 'cause you'll be in my heart. Believe me, you'll be in my heart. I'll be there from this day on, now and forevermore. Ooh, you'll be in my heart. You'll be here in my heart. Always say, I'll be with you, be here in my heart. I'll be there always. Always. I'll be with you. But I'll be there for you always. Always and always. Just look over your shoulder. Just look over your shoulder. Just look over your shoulder. I'll be there always.
Welcome to the planet. Welcome to existence. Everyone's here. Everyone's here. Everybody's watching you now. Everybody waits for you now. What happens next? What happens next? I dare you to move. I dare you to move. Welcome to the fallout. Welcome to resistance. The tension is here. The tension is here. Between who you are and who you could be. Between how it is and how it should be. Yeah, I dare you to move. I dare you to move. I dare you to live just a little about the floor. I dare you to move. I dare you to move like today never happened. Today never happened. Together we can make some memories and help love grow and live eternally and spread this word over both land and sea and help each other on this long, hard journey.
Ever since I was a young little boy, all I needed was my families and toys, and learning how to count from 1 to 10. I said my ABCs and do it all again. And I learned how to walk, and I learned how to talk, and I learned that love is what life costs. And it still amazes me when I look down at a keiki and see all the things they learned from you and me.
Together we can make some
Just
memories
to be alive.
and help love grow and live eternally
Just to be alive.
and spread this word over both land and
Just to
sea
be alive.
and help each other on this long, hard journey. Together we can make some memories
Just to be alive.
and help love grow and live eternally
Just to be alive.
and spread this word over both land and
Just
sea
to be alive.
and help each other on this long, hard journey. Show me the way, teach me the path, help me find my way back to your mind and your heart. Keep me alive and I'll keep you well. Share a little water from your bucket to my well. Hey, show me the way, teach me the path, help me find my way back to your mind and your heart. Keep me alive and I'll keep you well. Share a little water from your bucket to my well. Together we can make some
Just to
memories
be
and help love
alive.
grow and live
Just
eternally.
to be alive.
Spread this word over both land and
Just
sea
to be alive.
help each other on this long, hard journey. Together we can make some
Just to
memories
be
and help love
alive.
grow and live
Just
eternally.
to be alive.
Spread this word over both land.
Toast to the ones that we lost on the way, cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back you. Tip, 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 tip. Memories bring back you.
I've been awake for a while now. You got me feeling like a child now. 'Cause every time I see your bubbly face, I get the tingles in a silly place. It starts in my toes and I crinkle my nose. Wherever it goes, I always know that you make me smile. Please stay for a while now. Just take your time wherever you go. The rain is falling on my window pane, but we are hiding in a safer place. Undercover, staying dry and warm. You give me feelings that I adore. They start in my toes, make me crinkle my nose. thoughts and
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, yeah, yeah. If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song.
diamond ring and 12 red roses, everything she ever wanted. All those dreams and now they're finally here. She's so young and he's so perfect. They waited for love and it was worth it. She wants to feel like this for 100 years. All this life's still yet to live and they can hardly wait. They can laugh, they can cry. The future looks so beautiful and bright. They can dance under the moonlight, 'cause God is smiling down on them tonight. And she wants to stay right here, make it last for 100 more years. They can laugh, they can cry. The future looks so beautiful and bright. They can dance under the moonlight, 'cause God is smiling down on them tonight. And she wants to stay right here, make it last for 100 more years. And it's only time, but it flies right by. And today is sweeter than we know. Brought me a new love, brought me a new love, led me to you. No way to maneuver, no way to move, passion in you. They brought me a new love, brought me a new love, led me to you. No way to maneuver, no way to move, passion in you.
I don't know if it was the real first time I saw her, but the first thing I remember about her was that she came up to me one day after chapel, her and a couple of her friends, and they were like, "Hey, prophesy over us." I was like, what the heck? And they were like, yeah, so like, I was like, what do you mean? They were like, oh, just like ask the Lord what like for a vision or something like that. And I was like, I don't really want to do this on the spot. And they were like, no, prophesy over us. And they were like being kind of pushy about it, you know? And she was like, so eventually her friends left, and then it was just her, and she was like, she was like, yeah, prophesy over me. And so I just made something up on the spot to like, to get them to leave. So I was like, dude, leave me alone, man. But it was, I did think that she was really pretty, you know? So I was like, yeah. But I thought she was kind of weird too at first, because she did that, so I was like, I don't know. But after I got to know her, you know, it confirmed my suspicions. She's really weird. I'm just kidding. She's awesome.
My biggest pet peeve, I think in the beginning when we first started dating, was the fact that he would just fart in front of me and then he just would laugh about it. But then I got over it because I realized that he's gonna be my husband, and yeah, so I just like got over it.
Okay, I would say my biggest pet peeve before was that she would when she would eat, she would bite her fork and she would chew with her mouth open, and it drove me nuts, bro. Like, oh my goodness.
My first impression of Shea was when he came to Pacific Rim Christian University. I believe it was in 2016. And he was sitting in class and he had like this big fat smile on his face. And I like walked in because I like didn't want to come back to school that semester. And I sat in the corner and he like looked at me and he just smiled, like he was like stoked on like.
She seemed like, I knew she was there before me, but it seemed like she was an upperclassman and just was kind of like not super, you know, enthusiastic about school. And I was super enthusiastic because I just got there.
I was just like, why is he so happy? You know, and so that was my first impression. And then I also thought like, oh, he's pretty cute. And then I found out how old he was, and I found out he was like younger than me, so I was like, no ways, like he's just gonna be my friend.
We stayed friends for a long time because, well, first of all, I wasn't really like, I didn't really like her for a while, or maybe I had feelings, but I was kind of in denial, or I just didn't want to focus on having a relationship at the time. I just came to school, I was really wanting to focus on Jesus.
It was actually really funny. I had a little crush on Shea when we were friends prior to all this, and my friends kept saying, no ways, it can't be Shea, no ways. And I'm like, yeah, no ways, it can't be him. And I just remember always like taking that thought and like throwing it out of my head. I was like, no. And then there was one day where when my friend Sarah, she was like, oh, you and Shea would be so cute together. I don't know what she said, just something like that. And then like it opened up a door for me to like consider it, and then I started like having like all these like feelings I was shoving down for so long. I mean, like it just like exploded, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I like Shea. And I mean, like every time I saw him, it was like my heart would just pound 1,000 beats, and I was like, I think I love him, but I don't know what's going on.
When we were just talking, before we were even dating, my phone would constantly butt dial her. I knew it was God, bro. Like, my phone would constantly butt dial her all the time, and it wouldn't butt dial anybody else. So, like, I took that as a sign. I was like, okay, God, maybe you want me to talk to this person?
The 6 months that I was trying to you know, make it obvious that I liked him and he didn't get a single hint, it came to this point where I was just like over it, because I was just like, I don't know if he's like playing with my heart or whatnot, and I just wanted to protect my heart from getting hurt. And so I was like, Lord, I'm done. Like, I'm gonna put him on the altar. Like, I can't do this anymore. This is too hard.
Like, in my mind, I guess I didn't believe that she would actually like me back, even though we were talking a lot, just because it just kind of felt like almost too good to be true, I guess, you know. But I remember one day I was like praying about it, and I said, God, like, if I'm supposed to do this, like, it's got to hit me like a ton of bricks, like slap in the face, obvious, you know, like I need to know, because I'm not gonna do anything, like I'm gonna be second guessing everything. And later on that week, I talked to one of her friends, Alex. She was like, so how's you and Karla? And I like, it caught me so off guard. And I was like, oh, what? No, nothing, we're good. We're like, whoa, why do you say that? Why do you say me and Karla? And she was like, oh, I know you guys have been talking. It's super obvious that you like her. And I was like, frick, bro, like, I don't like her. What are you talking about? And she's like, Shea, come on. I was like, okay, I do like her. How did you know? And she was like, it's so obvious. But little did I know, Karla was venting to her about me. But she just encouraged me a lot. She was like, you know what, dude, you just need to say something already. And I was like, oh, I don't even know if she likes me back though. And I told her, I don't remember this, but I guess I told her, I'm afraid Karla's gonna throw a Bible at me or something if I ask her out. Because I knew she was like totally for Jesus, you know, and I was like, I wasn't sure. I didn't want to get rejected, man. And so she was like, no, you need to tell her. And I'm like, I kept asking, what if she doesn't like me? What if she doesn't like me? And then finally at the end, she was like, Shea, don't worry about it. Just tell her. And I was like, oh gosh. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it.
It was after class one day, and he came up to me and he's like, Karla, can I talk to you? And I thought he wanted like prayer for something, because usually that was like our friendship relationship. Like, I'll pray for you. Let me pray for you. Like, let me tell you a testimony. Let me tell you a testimony. I was like, yeah, what do you have to say? And he's like, well, can we go somewhere private? I was like, oh yeah, sure.
I was like, hey, I like you. And it all happened.
And then he finally stepped out and, you know, asked me to get coffee. And then I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna get coffee. He's gonna tell me to be his girlfriend. Like, I was like so excited.
Super duper nervous going into it, because I really wanted to do it right. I didn't want to mess it up. And so when we got to the coffee shop, we sat down and we kind of like made a little bit of small talk.
And he said, you know, I just don't know if I'm ready for a relationship yet. I think we should just be friends, pursuing a relationship right now. And I just remember going womp womp womp. But like, I didn't want him to know that, so I was like, yeah, totally, you know. But in my heart, I'm like, no, I'm like so ready. So I really thought like we were gonna wait like 2 years before we actually started dating. So I was like, you know what, if this is a 5-year thing, like, I think my heart's ready for it.
But 3 months after that, I was like, you know what, we're basically dating already. We just were hanging out and stuff. I was like, you know what, let's just become boyfriend and girlfriend. And then we did.
I think the one thing that I really love about Shea is that he just genuinely loves people. Like, it doesn't matter who they are, it doesn't matter where they've come from or what they have done. He loves people because he knows that God loves them first. And I think that is just so awesome. Like, he never judges people before meeting them.
I always thought when I came to Pack Rim and I would think about, like, you know, a future relationship, I always saw Karla and I was like, man, if I'm gonna end up with somebody, I would want that person to be like her. I didn't know it was actually gonna be her. But I just saw her love for Jesus. I saw her love for people. I just saw like, you know, her integrity, her character, all of these things, and it was like very attractive to me.
Throughout the dating process, I think I started to see a side of Shea that I always prayed for in a husband, and I could have never seen that in him if I didn't start dating him in the first place. And it seems like every step that me and Shea take together as a couple, he's always opening certain doors and closing other doors, and he's preparing a way and he's blessing us. And that has really shown me that God is with us and that he loves both of us individually and together.
I think the thing that I look forward to the most is doing whatever God's called us to do and just doing that together, you know. From day one, man, she like always called the best out of me, you know. And that's something that I feel so blessed and so honored to have her in my life, you know. And also to do that for her, you know. And it's like every time we go through a trial, every time we walk through a hard season, like he pulls us through and he brings us closer, you know. And so I think the thing is, like, I'm just so excited and happy to be able to continue to walk this out, you know, in the context of a covenant, in the context of marriage, and do what God has called us to do, and maybe more importantly, to become who God created us to be.
I just feel like not necessarily at the finish line, but at the end of a chapter and the beginning of a new one. And it's almost like God is like writing this chapter to end so beautifully, and I know the way he will start the next is going to be something so beautiful, like, because God is, I mean, like, what we expect is never what he offers, but I know that he has the best in store.